Dan says what they do in claims: minimize liability exposure, which I'll have him go into a little bit of detail. Communication, so getting a bad adjuster out of the way, right? A bad adjuster can really booger up a deal. Coverage overturned, so whether it was coverage originally denied, we fight our darndest to get coverage responded. And then damage, right? Improving, I don't know how you'd like to say that, but carrier says here's 5K and we really need 20K. So minimize the liability exposure. Dan, what did you say there?
I think our companies are always faced with third parties that are making claims against them, right? And some of those claims might be BS. There might be some merit to them. So we want to make sure that their position is heard for, advocated for at the adjuster level. And at the same time, there could be claims that are far exceed any policy limits. And we need to make sure that that company is protected. Their assets are protected. We need to minimize that exposure down to that within the policy, put pressure on the insurance company to resolve that so that the company continues operational.
So really making sure we transfer that risk as best we can and in the right way. And you said damage. Explain the damage part, what you meant there.
I think this happens consistently, right? Where, let's say, either a vehicle was damaged, a repair estimate comes across, and our estimate that from the body shop is $7,000, and the insurance company comes back with an estimate that's $3,000, right? Our clients need help understanding how to communicate with the adjusters. I always tell clients, we don't go back to an adjuster and say, I want X. We have to do it strategically. And so we need to say, I want X and here's why. I need X and here's why. And here's some supporting evidence behind that why. Now we'll get the adjuster's attention and have a conversation.
You have to be strategic. Because we come into these meetings, insured, they're either in a habit for years doing the stuff themselves, which is, bless their souls, trying to move a claim from A to Z. But there's a strategy. There's relationships with these underwriters and adjusters that you guys have built for a number of years where we can get yeses from maybes. And we've gotten yeses from no's, but an insured by itself would not have that chance. So that's the importance of having a claims person fighting for you every step of the way, right? So, okay, I like that. That's property and casualty. So then I do this thing.
I would say communication and coverage would be the next two areas, right? So we talked about damages, we talked about liability. I think communication is real simple. Our business owners are busy. We want to get them back on doing what they do best, which is running a business, not calling insurance adjusters. So we want to make it, you can't get a hold of them, you call us. Right. Let us do and spend the time that you don't have and let us get back to you, right? With one phone call and not 27, right? And so when adjusters aren't getting back to us and supervisors getting back to us, we have our carrier relations and contacts take that communication off your plate, right? And then the last piece is coverage. This is probably the thing that's I guess I'm most proud of, right, is our knowledge and experience, right? These policies are 50, 75, 200 pages, and an adjuster is going to ask, they know the coverage, and they're going to ask you specific questions that tie back to that policy.
Right.
And if you don't know how to answer them, you don't answer them correctly, you could be caught in a position that doesn't trigger coverage. And so understanding, a lot of times I like to say we try to level the playing field between an insurance adjuster and a client, make sure they understand the policy, and then if a coverage issue does arise, be that person they can call first to say, can you help us, right? And then we'll, again, use our expertise, overturn that coverage, push for overturning coverage. Yeah, again, just partner with that business and take it off their plate. The other area would be, let's say, maybe we've got multiple buckets within an insurance policy, right? Maybe this bucket isn't the right one. Maybe we need to go to a different bucket. Maybe we need both buckets. And so looking at all that kind of stuff.
That's that knowledge piece and experience. Seeing it go enough ways correctly, right? And then so we trying to repeat that with our other clients. That's having you guys in their corner. This insurance word is so, not even the word itself is so, right? So to try and distill it down into what's most important and make it, tangible, and that these owners can understand what they need to understand and then trust us with the rest. So that's where you guys play such a huge role. All right, Dan.
The only thing I want to say is that we reinvest. So we have an entire claims department. Last year alone, our P&C department handled about 4,000 claims, right?
Whoa.
So we see it, we do it, we work with our clients, we're skilled in it, we're expertise in it.
Whoa. He handled 4,000 claims. Property and casualty department alone handled 4,000 claims. Property and casualty last year in 2023. Now let's just do some quick math. So Dan Dimeo and his team, the property and casualty department at Interwest Insurance in 2023 handled 4,000 claims. So I believe this is true. Don't hold me to it, but I think there's 220 working days. No, a little more, right? With holidays, right? So if we have 2 weekends, so 52, it's 104 minus 365. So 220 220, 230 working days. So that is an average
Yeah.
of like 18 to 20 claims a day.
Yeah, probably. I would say that we are, over 300 a month, right? And depending on, we have our seasons, right? So you have wildfire season,
Right.
you have travel season, you have winter season of snow and rain and wind. You have different seasons that kind of come up that
Right.
make a peak, maybe 400 claims, 300,
At
350.
any one time. So, right, that's new ones coming in as other ones get closed out, as other ones get adjusted. I mean, it's this like you guys are spinning 300 plates of claims at any one time. That's news to me. Take all of that. We know what we're doing, right? When you do something 300 times in 1 month, we know what we're doing. Wow. That's a cool number, Dan. Thank you for that.